Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album, Dad, AF, Rock on Gold Dust Woman. Boost! Feels good to be sitting back in this chair. I have continued to bite the side of my mouth, which is why I continue to lisp. Let me just tell you, okay? What is today? Tuesday. 3 days ago, I was sitting by the pool in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was 95 degrees. Today, well, actually 2 days ago. Today, it is 57 degrees in Indianapolis, and it is pouring down rain outside. But hey, listen, I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for pumpkins. I'm ready for all of it. Y'all need a little recommendation for a series to binge on TV. Okay, so this series came up as a topic in a true crime book club, which I run with my good Judy Mel. In our last live stream, all of these people started talking about the Amazon Prime series called Lula Rich. Have you, about LuLaRoe, the leggings, deal. Have you guys seen this? Oh my God. This is one of the most fascinating, I'm going to call it true crime even though it's not. It's true shade is what it is. These are two of the shadiest individuals you have ever met in your entire life, you guys. This documentary is like unreal beyond belief. If you have not seen Lula Rich, I'm telling you, it is 4 episodes. Go watch it right now. Anyway, I also have to say that I'm halfway through the Fear Street trilogy. If you didn't know, my good Judy, Melissa, and I, we are starting a horror movie podcast. And all the socials are listed below. The Instagram, the Twitter, and the Facebook group as well, where all the announcements will be made. They're all listed below, so go follow us over there. But anyway, I've been watching the Fear Street trilogy. I just finished the second one. And I have to tell you, I am super impressed with these. I think that they're really, really well done. So anyway, all right. Let's get into today's video. Y'all... Miss Trisha Paytas. Okay, Trisha Paytas, we have some things to talk about. Trisha Paytas has put out 2 videos in the last 24 hours. The first one is titled something like, Why I Deleted 1,300 Videos. The second one is called Warning. And let me just save you 30 minutes of your life, okay? The first one is her sitting in a car. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about this one. But the first one is her sitting in her car talking about why she deleted 1,300 videos, okay? Now, I just have to tell you, one of the things that just irritates the hell out of me about these YouTubers that get in these videos and they delete these videos, Jeffree Star's done this, Shane Dawson's done this, now Trisha Paytas has done this. All these people say, that's not me, I don't know who that is, okay? They don't say, that's who I was at that time. Now, she kind of insinuates that, but she's like, that's not who I am. And I'm like, girl, you literally have done some of very similar things in the last 2 months. I added the T in there. You have literally done some of the... I mean, I've watched Trisha Paytas pretty closely for the last couple years, okay, the last 5 years at least. And I know that because I was thinking today of Freela, the banana girl. Y'all remember Freela? Okay, well, we're going to talk about her today. Do you guys know I'm talking about? That nutritionist, now she's an ASMR. She does the ASMRs now, and all that kind of stuff. Where they whisper into a cat. That stuff freaks me out. But I do have to tell you, I did find these ASMRs. And I think I might start me an ASMR channel. Don't you think? Like, I know I shout and stuff like that, but I could be an ASMR too. I just like, tickle the camera and stuff like that. But anyway, and then if you wanted to use my code over at adamandeve.com, code Peter, okay, you get 50% off with your first, this isn't sponsored today. That sponsor video is coming later in the week. But they do have a book over there called How to Tickle His Pickle. So anyway, but if I wanted to just like tickle the camera and stuff, then I could start an ASMR channel, I do kind of like the ASMR community now though. But I found these ASMR videos. I call them ASMR, listen, okay? I just can't be with the ASMR stuff. That's just too serious for me. But I did find these ASMR videos, and they're called things like listening to jazz, French jazz music in an apartment in Belgium while a cat screams in the background and it's raining. I love those videos so much. They're so soothing. They make me fall asleep like that quick. But anyway, Freela the banana girl. We're going to talk about her in just a second. But I've been watching I think her name's not Freela. I think it's Freela. I used to call her Freela. Do you remember back in the day, and she had that husband? Okay, and anyway, but I called her Freela and her banana chips. Do you remember that? It's been a long time since I talked about her. Well, we're going to talk about her today because I think she's actually rather relevant to the discussion of Trisha Paytas and where Trisha Paytas is today. In all seriousness, you saw my voice got real serious there for a second. Okay. So anyway, Trisha Paytas put out this video, and she basically said, I'm not that person anymore. Hold on, I got notes in my phone. She said, I'm not that person, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. Okay, and I'm like, all right, girl, you're not that person today. Now, and then today she put out this video where she's speed talking about, she's talking about The Secret. Now, she's read The Secret, and she's figured out the secret of the universe, okay? Everybody read Rhonda Byrne's The Secret in, like, 2001. But I guess Trisha Paytas is just on to new something now. Now, if you watch my Peterisms channel, 2 Thanksgivings ago, or was it 1 Thanksgiving ago? We've done it twice on there now. We did the book, what's it called? By Rhonda Byrne. She's the one that wrote The Secret. It's about gratitude, 28 Days of Gratitude. Why can't I think of what that book is called now? Being thankful or something. Magic. It's called Magic by Rhonda Byrne, okay? So yes, I believe in all that stuff. I do, you know, and hey, listen, okay? But, and I really believe in putting gratitude out there as an action and being grateful for the things that you have in your life, something these YouTubers really have a hard time doing. And as Trisha Paytas is sitting in her car talking about deleting 1,300 videos that just she isn't that person, the irony that she's sitting in a Rolls Royce, to me, that those videos paid for, you know? And I'm like, well, girl, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit more ownership you could take. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at you on one side talking about how you doubled up your therapy sessions, and on the other side I'm looking at 2 RRs, a car most of us won't ever in a million years be able to even sit in, let alone own, okay? But I'm glad that you're not that person anymore, but when you were that person benefited you to financially be who you are today, to have the house that you said you couldn't afford in The Secret, and the cars and all that kind of stuff. We're going to get to that in a second. See, because in the second video, she says she manifested all of that, right? And she manifested her cancellation. No, girl, your actions, okay, is why you got canceled. For the 900th time, if you even want to call it a cancellation. The whole being canceled to me at this point is just like, is it even a real thing? I just think people choose to watch you or they choose not to watch you anymore, okay? I don't know that I even really, like, I don't know. Being canceled is something that was like 2017. I don't really think it's a real thing in 2021 anymore. I just don't. I'm sorry. I think cancel culture is over. I don't believe in it. I think a lot of people make excuses for these people because they just don't care. I think there's a lot of people that don't ever watch the social media stuff, so they're like, I don't know what Trisha Paytas is talking. I have friends of mine that literally watch like Tati Westbrook back in the day, and they're like, I don't know about this James Charles stuff. I don't know what she's talking about in these videos, but when's she coming back to do makeup? Like, seriously, they have no idea about any of the interactions of all this stuff. They literally just follow these people on YouTube. They could care. Half of them don't even have Twitter accounts, so they don't know about all this stuff, you know? So here Trisha Paytas is, she's, you know, talking about all this kind of stuff again. So she gets in this video, and she talks about, we're going to talk about, is it time to forgive Trisha Paytas, okay? So she gets in this video, and she talks about, deleting 1,300 videos. Now, part of this, I have to tell you, has been stirred by the fact that Courtney Stodden has come out and spoke against Trisha Paytas, okay? So Trisha Paytas, hold on a second, here's my screenshots for the podcast. Okay, so Courtney Stodden put up a picture of a Trisha Paytas video from back in the day, okay? And anyway, Courtney put this statement underneath her Instagram. Most days I have to fight to get through, but once I crawl into bed, I feel blessed that I have another chance to fight. I know it's hard out there, but try to remind yourself, if you look, there is always something to be grateful for. Up until recently, I was living in a world with no air. I had no room to stand up for myself without being mocked further by what felt like the entire world, because to them, I was there's some holes in this house, and laughing stock. So I lost all self-respect and love for myself as a result. Fell into a deep depression that still haunts me to this day. Prepubescent bodies are no jokes. They are not ours to abuse. They are not ours to exploit. In my case, I was also being tormented by A-listers, YouTube celebrities, news anchors, talk show hosts, and more. This is the only way I can heal, is to speak on this and express the pain I still endure, but have to think everyone who is just now standing up for me. Now I'm a troubled woman trying to find their ground. I let Trisha in, trusted them. I even went on their podcast in 2019 as a favor, but now seeing this for the first time, I don't know who has ever really been in my corner. Stay kind and be forgiving. Life is about learning, but above all, protect our children. Hashtag bullying, hashtag Trisha Paytas. And it's this video from back in the day where Trisha Paytas is, you can go watch the YouTube clip on Courtney Stodden's Instagram. It is a video clip where Trisha Paytas is basically making fun of Courtney Stodden, okay? So then she put out on her Twitter, go to my IG for full caption. Here's where it is. Courtney Stodden put that out. And then Courtney Stodden put out a few hours after that, I forgive Trisha. I hope they find the peace they need. So that was like one of the things that had happened. And all these people are calling out Trisha. Now, I have to tell you, I said this in a video the other day when I was talking about the deleted videos. I do not believe that Trisha Paytas is deleting 1,300 videos because Trisha Paytas believes that they have been, you know, that they're different today or whatever. I mean, they said in the video, like, I've been thinking about deleting these videos for a long time. Nah, girl, I ain't buying it, okay? I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, you got called out, you think you're the next Shane Dawson and that you are going to be canceled for good, and you know that you can't stay off the internet for a year or two because you can't even stay off the internet for 3 or 4 days, okay? So you are like, what am I going to do if I'm forced off the internet for 6 months or a year? I can't do what Shane Dawson has done. I probably don't have the money that Shane Dawson has done. She talks about being a compulsive spender and things like that. So I've got to figure out something. So I'm going to delete these videos. Then she deletes these videos and wonders why that's not good enough, okay? And she wonders why people are speculating. She says this in the video. You can go watch the video yourself. It's still up. She wonders why people are speculating. She's like, I don't understand why like, that's not good enough. And then like, even like, I think she said the Insider reached out to her and asked her why she deleted 1,300 videos. And she was like, I just didn't stand behind those videos. Now, girl, one day, just like, hold on a second, okay? For us to buy this story, right? You're telling us this has nothing to do with frenemies. This has nothing to do with what has recently come out. This has nothing to do with all of the drama that you have got yourself involved in the last 6 months, okay? Being called out left and right. This has just to do with the fact that one day in the middle of September, you woke up and said to yourself, well, you know, I'm not that person I used to be anymore. And I think I'm going to delete these 1,300 videos today. Girl, are you seriously wanting us to buy that like half your fans bought that glitter box that was worth nothing? Are you kidding us? Are you kidding me right now? You, like, if I wasn't so done with you before, I am so seriously done right now that you want to sit in a car, okay? And you want to just excuse away deleting 1,300 videos. And I have to tell you, up to that point, I was kind of sold. I was kind of like, you know what? Like, I'm impressed with this, right? Like, this is not, like, this isn't full ownership, but this is like a step in the right direction, okay? It's awareness. She's got some awareness. She's saying, like, I don't want to be that person anymore. I think that's fantastic, okay? That's the beginning to any kind of growth and change. Then she goes up to say she's doubled up on her, you know, before I get into that, I want to say, part of the video, I was kind of like, this is the problem with Trisha, okay? This is the problem with Trisha. Trisha knows how to get into a video at this point and say what she needs to say to cover her ASS. She knows that there are a majority of people that are just done with her. That, I mean, she's turned off the likes to dislikes ratio in every video she's put out until this newest one about The Secret, right? Okay. She hasn't allowed comments and all that kind of stuff. So Trisha knows what to do to get into videos. She knows that, like, the majority of the people that are watching her videos do not like her. She knows that. I mean, you can look at the like to dislike ratio of her videos over the last year. So for her to get in a video and say, people that hate me, girl, that's what you have built your channel on in the last couple years, okay? It's people that don't like you for the information and the things you've put out there. So then she knows the other majority of that she has watching her video are people that are still on the fence, okay? And when you're watching this video, and she seems very sincere, and she's just sitting there in a car, a Rolls Royce, mind you, and she's sitting there and she's saying, I just doubled up on my therapy sessions because I'm on the verge of having a mental breakdown, and she knows that The majority of those people have probably been on the verge of a mental breakdown. I know I have at times in my life. And so you're like, oh, I relate to this. And she's like, you know, like, that was just really bad humor. It was bad comedy. In 2008, everybody was saying those things. And you're like, there's some truth to that. It doesn't excuse it, but there's truth to that. That's right, right? And saying all this kind of stuff, but then you're going to come out and wonder why people wonder all of a sudden why you deleted this. It's not like you deleted these videos 4 months ago. Okay, you waited. You waited until you knew that it was bad. And if you had gotten a video and said, like, I don't want to be the next Shane Dawson. I don't want everybody finding out every little detail of every video. Instead of saying those videos will always be out there, acting like you're doing it for you, not for your audience, not for trying to, like, get back in better light. You're scrambling at this point, okay? It's total damage control, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching this video. Okay, and this is the thing. And this is the thing. To put that video out there and just to leave that video up for a couple days, you know, to show I have some awareness, right? Like, I'm going to therapy. She seems very calm in the video, you know? But then to turn around 12 hours later and put this video out about the secret, it's so contrived to me at this point. And you know, back in the day, talking about Freely the Banana Girl. Now, if you don't know who that is, she was a nutritionist on YouTube, okay? And Trisha would do these over-the-top mukbangs, okay? Which is part of where I initially fell in love with Trisha Paytas. And there was one that I loved, and she was dressed up like Marilyn Monroe, kind of. Her hair was beautiful, and she went to this breakfast place. And she had, like, waffles, and she had strawberries dipped in whipped cream and all this kind of stuff. And Trisha, and so this Freely girl, Freela, I think her name was Freela, she, would, like, half the screen would be her talking, you know, and the other half would be her reacting to Trisha. And Trisha would be eating these strawberries with whipped cream on it. And she'd be like, this strawberry is so good. And Freela would be, like, losing her mind. And she would be like, Trisha, there are 2,000 calories in every spoon of that whipped cream. And it would be Trisha, and she'd be like, I love this, okay? Those were the videos that I kind of liked back in the day, right? And then Trisha started talking a lot about her weight issues. She had talked about that, right? And so that was where Freela, who at one point had kind of tried to help Trisha, was like, hey, like, I'm just trying to point these things out to you nutrition-wise. But it was just so over the top, and you knew that Trisha was playing to her, kind of, that in some point, I almost kind of wonder at this point if that's not what she's doing again, okay? By throwing things out there and saying, you know, like, and I really hope it's not. I really hope that that's not what Trisha Paytas is doing, okay? And that she's doing that again with certain things. And that are we going to look back 5 years from now and say, Trisha's going to say, well, you know who I was in 2021? That's not who I am now. Hey, listen, we all change, okay? We change constantly. We change every day. I'm not the same person that I was yesterday, and neither are you, okay? Things happen to us and occur to us all the time that make us change, you know? Constantly there are things that happen to us that make us change. But, like, this situation, to me, it's almost kind of like, I don't know, you're taking advantage of your audience that relates to your story. And I don't really want to get into more specifics of how I'm saying it than that. But I'm talking about on a mental health issue level. And if you, and this is the thing, like, then go get help, Trisha. Like, that's what I don't understand about this, okay? Trisha's like, I don't know what people want from me. I don't, you know, like, they keep on hating on me. And I'm like, girl, like, you literally can't take 2 or 3 days off the internet. Like, seriously, okay? Care about yourself and care about your audience. You're either making the videos, let's just call it for what it is, okay? You're either making the videos for your audience because you just feel so compelled that you have to do this. You know, Trisha's come out before and said she don't make any money off of AdSense. So if the videos aren't sponsored and you're putting ads on an apology video for taking down or explaining why you took videos down, which she did, then why are you making the videos? If you're not making money off of that and it's not for the money, okay, and it's not for your audience, then is it for the hype? Is it for this reality show that you can't get out of? You know, one time Trisha Paytas, when I was talking to her, and I think they also referred to it in a video as well, Trisha said that they felt like they were living in the Truman Show, the show with Jim Carrey, right? Where like everything was being filmed 24 hours a day. And, you know, and in reference to back in the day, Trisha Paytas saying that they wanted to emulate Andy Kaufman, the comedian. Well, when you look at the Truman Show and when you look at Andy Kaufman and you look at this world that Trisha Paytas has kind of been infatuated with as a way to get to the top. And Trisha Paytas says in this video, I was basically doing anything and saying anything for views. Well, is that what this is? Is that what you are doing when you are sitting in a car and you are very low-key and very calm, taking responsibility for these videos, and then literally turn around 12 hours later, okay? And you're on a bedroom floor and it's the old Trisha talking, okay, speed talking about how you've been sold on the whole idea of The Secret? Is this for views, Trisha? I mean, this is at the point where people don't know anymore. And so you are slowly, anyway, you're losing a lot of the people that really care about you, okay? And when you lose the people that care about you, that's your base fan audience, okay? And when you have lost that completely, and you are to the point when nobody really cares about you anymore, nobody cares about your antics, nobody cares. There's a lot of YouTubers this has happened to in the past, okay? Their antics have gone too far. Their behaviors have crossed the line. Their apologies are one too many. And Trisha, you are there. Okay? You are there. Nobody is invested that much anymore, and nobody really cares. And I think that, you know, like, a month or two down the road, no matter what Trisha Paytas does, I think that Trisha Paytas is kind of done on YouTube at this point. I really do. And do I think that her OnlyFans and all that stuff will continue to be successful? Absolutely. Do I think there will be that core audience that always thinks she's gorgeous and glam and beautiful and all that kind of stuff? Sure. And if she gets back to doing just those kind of videos, I think that that will be okay. But Trisha doesn't seem to be able to stay away from all of this, right? Trisha doesn't seem to be able to stay away from this drama that has now become her, you know, it's like at one point she was just making videos, then she became the drama. Then what she realized was me being the drama pulls more views. Well, when nobody, and this is where people constantly say to me, you know, don't talk about her, this is what she wants, this is the attention she wants, okay? Okay, but I'm a drama channel and that's what I do, so I'm gonna keep on talking about the people that are putting the drama out there. And Trisha knows that, okay? And I know that, and it's a game we all play, right? So let's just call it for what it is. But at some point what's gonna happen is nobody's going to watch Trisha Paytas anymore. Nobody's going to care. And nobody's going to watch the drama channels that are talking about Trisha Paytas. That's the end of that's the truth, right? Which means drama channels will stop talking about Trisha Paytas. You know, there's a lot of people I don't talk about anymore. Why? They don't pull views and nobody cares. Okay, that's just the truth. And, you know, that's really sad for Trisha. But I do believe this. I do believe this, okay? do. If Trisha Paytas would take 6 months or a year off, if they would literally just say on Twitter, say on the community tab, say on everything, hey you guys, I'm taking a year off, I'm going to get married, I'm going to take a year to work on my mental health, I'm going to check myself in somewhere, I'm going to take care of my everything, my emotional, physical, spiritual, health, all of it, okay? I'm going to repair the relationships in my life, and I will see you hopefully a year from today, and I will report back to you on what is going on. Trisha Paytas has the money to take off a year of her life, okay? No OnlyFans, no Twitter, no YouTube, nothing. Sign off all of it. Go take a year and be Trisha Paytas in the real world. Go take a year and work on herself, work on repairing her relationships, and come back a year later as a real changed person, okay? That can say, wow, now I understand why I put out those 1,300 videos. Now I understand why it was so hard for me to take responsibility for those things. And I don't want to do that today. And I want to share with you guys the journey that I've been on in the last year. And I want to share with you guys how healthy I've gotten. And I want to share with you how I've repaired my relationship with Moses and how I've repaired my relationship with my family. And I want to share with you how relationships like what I have with Ethan and Hila today that I never thought would be repaired are so repaired today, you know? And I want to share that with you, and I want my channel to be something different going forward. Can you guys even imagine? And she could still do her glam, what's in my bags and my favorites videos, and come watch Moses and I film a music video. But she's got to do the work, okay? So is it time to forgive Trisha Paytas? I don't know. That's on you, okay? But for this one, I haven't seen enough change happen, okay? And I'm not going to get in a video and say Shane Dawson needs to take off a year and not say the same thing about Trisha Paytas. You know, and honestly, like at this point, I mean, Shane Dawson's done a lot. Shane Dawson has a lot of like really bad stuff from his past that's been out there. But Trisha Paytas is continuing to put stuff out, you know? She's continuing to hurt people on a daily basis and then acts like, what? Who, me? Oh, I guess I better throw up a video and take responsibility for this. And then let me put it on my vlog channel. Let me not put it on my main channel too. That's the other thing that, you know, that Trisha does. So it's frustrating to me when I see this, you know? So no, you know, just because you got called out here, I wrote this in my notes. Do we allow people to grow and change on YouTube? I really thought about this last night, you know? I think we should. I think that we absolutely, because this is how I live in my personal life. And how I live in my personal life, I want to be, you know, I want YouTube to be a reflection of that. And in my personal life, I absolutely 100% allow people to change and grow, you know? And I would love to be able to get in a video and say that about Shane Dawson. I would love to be able to get in a video and say that about Jeffree Star or Trisha Paytas or James Charles, you know? And there have been people that I've seen that and said that about. You know, Manny and Laura are two people that I have witnessed real change from. I've witnessed them acknowledging what has gone on in the past and taking some real responsibility for it. And still continuing to work and grow, you know? So do we allow people to grow and change on YouTube? Absolutely we should, right? But is getting in one video, you know, and talking about how you deleted 13 videos because you got called out over and over and over and over and over again over the period of 30 days, and now you want just this instant, like, redemption? No, I'm sorry, that's not enough. Not for me. Not for me to be like, okay, I can support this person and stand by them and buy all their stuff and whatever, you know? And I think that's something that we don't talk about enough. You know, Jeffree Star in the pink cars, and, you know, Shane Dawson in the new house in Colorado, and Trisha Paytas in the Rolls Royce, you know? It's like all of these people are living these absolutely luxury lives that you will, probably the majority of you, 99.9% of you, will never live or ever even get a glimpse of, and neither will I. And yet they are living off of the tomfoolery that they have put out there in the world, okay, that we have accepted and that don't hold them accountable for. And they want to get in a video and say, I'm sorry, and that's okay, after a second, and they don't understand why their lifestyle is being affected by that. You couldn't do this stuff on your real job if you worked a real job in the real world, okay? You think for the mom that's working 2 and 3 jobs, if she went into work and she did half of what these people did, that she wouldn't be fired instantly for it and wouldn't be able to put food on her table for her kids? Are you kidding me? Like, that's the difference between YouTube, right? Like, we want to, anyway. So, no, you know, for me, it's not time to let this go. I'm a forgiving person, you know, and forgiveness for me, defined by Oprah Winfrey, is looking at what happened in the past and saying to yourselves, okay, this is what happened. Not that what happened was okay. Not that Trisha putting out these 1,300 videos was okay. But what are we going to do about it now? And for me, what I need to see is not 2 days, her putting out one video one day and something else the next. I need to see a major break from the internet from Trisha Paytas to where she can really acknowledge the things that she's done. And you know, this is the thing. Trisha wants to get in a video and say something like, I don't care. These people don't like me. I don't care. You will care, girl, when your bills aren't being paid. You will, okay? And I think these people get to a point where they don't think that it can happen to them. It can happen to anybody. It can, you know? And I don't want that to happen to anybody. I want them to continue to have these amazing lives that they have, right? But take some time to work on yourself, you know? It's like, I said this to Amberlynn Reed, okay, years ago. I said, girl, you got yourself a great nutritionist, a great personal trainer, and you came back and you inspired the masses and you showed them how much weight you had lost. She's like, no, people wouldn't like that. People wouldn't relate to it. It's just the haters that like me anyway. Okay, Amy Slayton, she did it, and she got her own show, the 1,000-Pound Sisters, and look at her today, you know? Who's succeeding in life? I think people like a comeback story, and I think people like to see somebody grow and change authentically, okay? In a way that will inspire them as well. And I think that if Trisha Paytas was able to take some time off the internet and do that and inspire others, I think she could gain back her reputation and people would fall in love with her again. But right now, no, it's it's a little too little. It's little too late, like Ela said. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.